What's up, everybody? It is Jennifer on Patchwork. I am healing. Now, today is the 6th of January, 2026, and I believe it's about 1 o'clock. My time in my area, 1 p.m. that is, not a.m. But anyway, I was just sitting here thinking about, I hope you can hear me, thinking about some things like if I believe something did happen to me when I was younger, but if it did, I thank God that I survived it. And I am nothing like that. Although the family that I divorced, the people that I knew just about all my life that I divorced, I rerouted my life away from them because it's important to me to have my peace. Although it can be challenging at times because I'm not literally on the street, but I am living in my car. So that means I don't have a, place that I could go where it's just me. So the voices you hear around me in this public establishment, it is what it is. Hopefully you can hear me though. And like I said, wherever I go is somebody that comes around. So not sure what's their tip. I'm not trying to read no one's mind. Not really even paying attention to their energy. I'm only studying mine. Thinking about my situation because my situation is important, and if I don't think on it or try to straighten it, then it kind of stays the same. And so when you have dealt with pain, injury, insult, persecution, and someone trying to literally execute you and execute your character, that's a lot of drama. That's a lot of mental anguish. It can be physical anguish, as we know from many books out there, like the one I read on yesterday by Donna Jackson, Childhood Disrupted. How, because of the pain. And you know what? That something just popped. Well, no. The Holy Spirit just brought to my attention. In the Bible, it says that certain ailments can come upon you because of the things you think on or pretty much the same thing, the things you think on in your environment. So it is very important that children, vulnerable people like a sickly person, an elderly person, or a mentally challenged person. That's why mentally challenged or people with ADA, they either have animal assistance or they have a personal care assistant, or they have something that they gravitate to that calms them. Like it could even be a charm, a ring, a bracelet, Or it can even be as simple and beautiful as going out and hugging a tree, going out in nature, going for a hike. So I used to say that I like the fact that people do go, hiking and that kind of stuff, because it is very much gratifying to your spirit, to your inner man. I guess that's why I always said I like to be in control. I don't mind being vulnerable to someone that's not going to try to stab me in the back or harm me. And I think that kind of like got me in trouble with my ex-husband, to whom I married twice, like a fool. And he don't seem to want to leave my energy. He's lurking in some type of capacity along with the ex-lover. They're lurking in some type of capacity spiritually by doing spiritual witchcraft of darkness, not of light. And they try to bind themselves to me, hijack my spirit. No, I relinquish, I let you go. I am divorced from you. I do not consent to your company. Any innuendos, any gestures, I don't want anything to do with you. And may the Most High, the universe, grant me that. I want you out of my energy indefinitely, including the others that I left from the town, city, and state that I am from. And just in period, because I'm in another state, but I have to let some people go here too. Not that I'm attached to them, it's just that I'm around them and they're trying to attach to me. And that's a no-go. No. My energy is for me and to whom I share it with. And right now I'm not sharing it with anybody. And that's just on period. And that's what I choose to do. That's a no. I'm not sharing my energy with nobody. And, I thought about how the hitman who was paid by my family came into my life on top of them, doing spell work, and because I didn't know my family was against me until late 2022, before I actually got illegally evicted by them paying the courts to do that to me, so that when they put me out here on the streets from me doing an early retirement from my job of 15 and a half years, where I also was abused by certain supervisors and other co-workers too. Anyway, they knew what they were doing, because when you have an eviction on your record, it's hard to find housing. Now, isn't it? That is the most craziest law. Because people need somewhere to go, and after COVID, everything went skyrocketed. I'm sure everybody recognized that, right? I mean, before COVID, the house down the street was like maybe 70,000. And then after COVID, it went to 120,000 or even more than that. That's ridiculous. How can somebody survive off of the wages, pay your utilities, keep your car running, keep auto insurance, and put food on the table? Because when you work and you try to get public assistance, unless you got a whole bunch of children and they're still young, or if you even have one child, maybe they do give you, food stamps, snaps, or whatever, or hopefully you have a good baby father that helps out with child support and he pays it on time regularly and not when they feel like it. So, I've dealt with all of that, and I believe that was due to the families that intentionally, emphatically were trying to hurt my inner child. Yeah, they wanted my heart to just literally break into two, and that I do not recover, and that I become a ward of the state, or I'm walking the streets, giving up my body freely, and I'm on drugs, and I'm just out of my mind. But none of that transpired, so they're very angry, and so they continue to stalk me, clone my phone, and follow me, and have others to do the same. And this ex-lover, after my husband abandoned me in 2008, from me still grieving and getting over breast cancer from chemo and radiation treatments, my middle son, who was about 17 and a half, close to 18, went missing, now presumed deceased, but I really don't know if that is true because of the nefarious things that my family members and them are into, like life insurance fraud, auto insurance fraud, knocking people off with spell work, and that's what they're trying to do to me. They do spell work on me all day, constantly. I feel it, but it's not really hitting because of Psalms 3, and the Most High favors me, and He loves me, and I love Him. And I know that without Him and my ancestors of the light, who also love me, my benevolent ancestors, who love me so much that they put my name on something that these diabolical demons want and can't have, and that's going to remain the same. But anyway, these people said that I was sick, and I believe they put it on doctrine, and it's in the courts, and they even had doctors and maybe some of my teachers and other unfamiliar and some familiar, or some even fellow co-workers, fellow classmates to chime in on the Ponzi scheme of trying to make me meet an untimely demise, because they all went in on this human lottery scam to put my name on a life insurance policy that I knew nothing about until recently. And so all of them are trying to cash in like, what? You're literally putting people on policies so that you can live a lavish life, and they know nothing about it. You just knocking people off, kind of like the McCardell family in North Carolina, the lawyer. That situation. That's what my family is in. And so I've traveled a lot since 2022. Before I knew that my evil family hated me, they were, starting to be very deleterious, being very rude intentionally, and doing things that could have harmed me intentionally. Like I said, I did early retirement to try to help out a brother who made like he was sick, which he probably was sick because my ancestors and the Most High was making sure his spell work that he wanted for me to have a heart disease, heart failure, it was happening to him. So he was having to go into the hospital because of pleurisy of the lungs building up in him for doing spell work, because he's a night person. He's the wee hour. That's when witches and warlocks like to do their dirty bidding. I believe that's why Zechariah 14 exists in the Bible. Go ahead and check it out for yourself. because nighttime, you know that song, The Freaks Come Out at Night? Very true. They were prophesying something. Nighttime, it's hard for you to see, right? You gotta have a light. So, nighttime to me is, it's dark, yes, and people do nefarious things at night. That's why witches and warlocks love the nighttime. And they like wearing dark clothes and yeah, you can almost tell who they are because they look the part. Some of them even smell the part. So, you know, it's kind of not hard to miss them if you are awake and you know about, if you watch any fantasy movies, like Narnia or Harry Potter, you know that spell work, witchcraft is very prevalent. It is spoken of in the Bible, but it is, I do believe the Bible has been redacted, and some things have been indoctrinated for certain people not to do and not to know. I believe my ancestors did practice witchcraft. Some did it of the light for good, and some did it of darkness. I don't think there's anything wrong with doing witchcraft of the light, because when you're doing it with that, you're doing it unto yourself. You're not projecting it to someone else, trying to harm them, stop them, and unalive them. You're reaching out to the universe and to the ancestors who have gone on before us, and you're asking them for something for you to attain, not to harm someone or try to steal someone's destiny. I believe that's what my parental figure did. And that's a sickness. That's definitely a sickness. I mean, demons are real. Angels are real. People who carry a dark demeanor, you could see that in the things that they do. You could almost feel it sometimes, because if you're a little bit irritated, or you know, something always happens when you're around someone, or things are never going right when you're out with someone or around someone. That's indicators right there that something is wrong, but it's not happening when you're not with that person, but it's happening. So that's something we have to pay attention to. And when they were doing witchcraft on me, and my third eye was full of clutter, from them doing it to me, and them feeding me things, and me not asking in my prayers directly, please remove all hexes, curses, any spell work that was done to harm me, and then, you know, proceed with anything else that you want your food to do for you before it enters into your vessel, because your vessel is your temple. That's why God said He wants your temple to be clean and offer it back up to Him every time you wake up, right? And you know, I ask that the Holy Spirit fill my vessel, so that the warning in the Bible where it says, if you get rid of the devil, and then he'll go away for a little while, but if he comes back and see that your house is not swept clean, he's going to bring some more devilish spirits to enter into you. And I believe that is what's going on with my family, because I don't know how they think stalking someone, blocking them from making resources, or even stealing their resources, and then paying people to harass them, stop them, and poison their food. If you go to a restaurant where you can't really see your food being made in front of you, that has happened too. When I was in Georgia, I would buy the water from the Primo machine, Primo, right? I would refill my jug because it was reasonable, and that's what I could afford because they were prohibiting me from getting food stamps. But at one point, they did give me food stamps, but then they stopped it. I don't know, maybe my doppelganger or someone with power or with clout that works for the government who is pinging my social security number everywhere I go and following me. Probably have drones in the sky where I'm at right now, following me, stalking me. But why are you doing that? Are you also in that Ponzi scheme with my name on a life insurance policy, thinking that your paycheck that you already are getting from the people that voted your dum-dum in the office? But no, you're greedy. You want to be a part of everything, and you want to be in the secret societies and then go back to your job and implement y'all darkness into the government establishments. That's why certain people cannot get righteous justice, because it is you who work at normal jobs who are part of this secret society, making decisions for a country, for a people, working at the government, working in law enforcement. And you wonder why there was a George Floyd incident, because he thought he was going to get off like others in the past, like Mr. Gardner, Mr. Brown, who was killed by the police car running him over. Like, wow, did we see that? Did we not see that? Did that happen? You can't take your car and run over a suspect. That's not like your gun getting off your holster to shoot a suspect because they're coming at you. It is against the law for law enforcement to shoot you in the back. But we know that has happened. It's probably still happening until, the people who are in power, the elites, the head, the people that make laws and enforce laws, like attorney generals and governors and district attorneys and U.S. district attorneys. If the headship is off, corrupt, and nobody addresses that, or act like you don't see it because you're scared to speak up, or when you get on your social media platform, you say certain things like, okay, I'm saying it, but I'm trying to protect myself too. I mean, if you go to the voting poll and you give up your rights to vote, because that's a contract. I don't vote. I haven't voted in some years. And I stopped voting because I didn't see a difference in my community. I didn't see a difference in my situation when I was going to law enforcement complaining about being stalked, harassed, being stolen from with my bank accounts. I had to change different banks because of harassment, or money's being stolen, or my account being dealt with funny when I make transactions. And I know that I'm adding and subtracting when I use my bank account or my money. I'm adding it up, I'm taking it away so that I won't overspend or overdraft in my bank account. But then somehow they find a way to make it look like it's overdraft and then charge me money. So I had to change my accounts because of that. And, with the phone cloning, my family is guilty of doing that, paying people to be able to access my phone and block my social media accounts, because they have literally put me on doctrine that I am deceased, and before that I am insane. And I do not remember as an adult having any psychiatrist meetings for myself. Now, as a child, we look up to the parents to teach us, to love us, to nurture us, to heal us when we're sick, to give us kind words, encouraging words, to tell us, you can make it, you can do good. Whatever you decide to do, I will be behind you as long as it's legal and right, and it's not going to harm your personality, a community of people, or cause you to be arrested, right? So when you don't have that foundation in the home and they do the opposite, they tell you that you're nothing, they allow you to be molested, they scare you where you're wetting the bed, they're not providing for you. I remember when I was in elementary, my older siblings would be in their room doing their homework, but I was just gung-ho. I liked it, though. I was in there cooking for us because the mother figured, she said she was at work. I don't know. Maybe she was, maybe she wasn't, because she used to have a lot of men come to the house because she was part of some Mason, I'm now learning, since she's a little witch who liked to do witchcraft on me. And then if you're a parent, then you know your child. You know your child ins and outs, their weaknesses. I do believe that the Most High has ended that too, because he knows that this wicked woman, she just won't stop with the witchcraft. Psalms 3, Psalms 37, it's working for me. Psalms 91, it's working for me and against you, Sandra. You just won't stop. You're insane. You remember the series Empire, where Lucia's mother, this is how Sandra acts. And I'm not so sure if they do not have affiliations with producers in Hollywood too, because a lot of these shows, they have different people playing the part, but it is, some of them are definitely a reflection of my life. Yeah. They're changing the ethnicity, and they change it if I'm a female, so they make it a boy. Yeah, but it's things that happen to me. So, and it's probably things that's happening to a lot of people, whether you're female or male, with this organization who believe in criminal activity, Ponzi schemes, to level up at your expense, at your pain, at your demise. So when the Bible says the devil comes to steal, kill, and destroy, and we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, we wrestle against principalities in high places. Now, I'm going to say it a little different. We are spirits. Our body, the flesh that our spirit is in, makes us weaker than when we are in the spiritual realm without this flesh. So when it says we do not wrestle against flesh and blood, we're wrestling against the spirit of the man. When I say man, I'm meaning mankind. So that includes females and males, right? When you say, oh no, they're not my cup of tea, that means you don't like their energy. There's something about them that you don't agree with your spirit. So a lot of stuff is going on in our government that's absurd, could downright lead to a war if something don't intervene. Holy Spirit, hallelujah. And none of us need a war. We trying to get over COVID. In the housing market, in the rental market, still ain't went down yet. I really don't know how people are surviving unless what I am familiar with seeing, and I used to give them their accolades because I do not understand. I did not understand how so many people can pack into a apartment or a house like some of the Hispanics do to get ahead, but they make it work for them, and I applaud them if that's something that you're able to do safely. But I know now that when I was living with family members, they probably was doing all kind of things to my lotion, my hair products, my toothbrush. See, when you invite someone in your house, you better dang sure know, or put cameras in your room, turn it on that they don't know about, and of course turn it off when you're in there, because you don't want to be recording yourself in your intimate moments, but if you share a place with somebody, knowing what I know, unless you can trust them, and without a shadow of a doubt, because I do believe that I will have that type of relationship soon, because I deserve to be happy, and I deserve to have things that make me happy. I know that my family don't want me to be happy. That's why they tried to put me in poverty and steal what belongs to me, like my peace, for one, my time, my energy, my health. But thank God for the blood of Yeshua. Thank you, Yeshua, for your stripes that paid for this, for me to be here, because I am a goddess. I am a spirit being that I know that if it had not been for Yahuwah, Yahweh's Signu, grace and mercy, I would not be here today, knowing some of the things that this family was implementing on me and doing to me, trying to harm me in every way, because they don't want their secrets out, and that's why my channels are shadow banned. But I'm just praying that the Holy Spirit will let something leak out, that people are seeing and hearing my voice, and those who maybe were molested like I was, that you don't turn like your abuser in any way. Use your pain as an advocate to put them away, to put them to disgrace and shame. No matter how many years it happened ago, as we can see, Bill Cosby was arrested for something that happened almost 30 years ago. So, try not to get so much in your feelings like, oh my God, somebody's seeing me. Like, I'm being exploited every day, even in my car when I go to pee, pull my pants down to pee because I live in my car. And at night, I'm not out walking around, I'm in my car. So these people are exploiting me doing that, right? They have exploited me when I shared apartments with my father figure, who was also diabolical and molested me and allowed people to molest me. I remember that I was always hanging out with him instead of the mother figure. Why is that? Why the other two was wherever they were at, but I was always gone off with this father figure. But I still have not gotten that vision of what clearly has happened to me, and I believe it will come to me one day, or maybe it won't. I just know that something happened for me to be hanging out with a male instead of the female. Anyway, and to have a mother who's jealous of you, you try to mess with your beauty, just mess with you, period. When I was living with that brother, I was overweight, I felt sick, and I probably would have ended up dying if I had not gotten out. So the eviction was good, but it's not good. The harassment, the escalation of the harassment was good because it worked in my favor to get away from them. But yet, wherever I go, they're following me. They're spreading rumors and paying people to harass me. And like big dummies, these people do it. And some of them could be in poverty or need money. But even if you need money, you have to know that whatever you do, the universe is writing it down. And if you hurt someone intentionally and you don't know anything about them, they ain't did nothing to you, you can best believe it's coming back to you. And don't think that it's coming back the same way. No, it won't, because that would be too obvious, now wouldn't it? So anyway, it could be similar, but it won't come back the same way. It just like the guy they paid to come date me, who was riddled with HIV, because he has a secret that he even kept that from me. He didn't tell me about the HIV. When we met, he said he had a heart condition. And this was like right after my husband abandoned me. Mind you, I'm recovering from chemo and radiation. I'm trying to grieve or understand what happened to my middle child, which I still to this date do not know. But it is the Holy Spirit that sustains me and keeps my countenance where it needs to be. And with this harassment from the family and others constantly harassing me and stalking me and following me and trying to abuse me in every way that they think they can, and then act like throw their rock and hide their hands like they're not doing it. And then using AI to do so as well. It's insane for people to think that in this day and time that you can get away with anything. The movie Deja Vu should let you know that, boo. You act like a ghost, but then there's another ghost that could be following you, right? Like AI the funny thing with AI is not biased. It doesn't forget. So, anyway, this person that was sent to me at the time he came to me, and with them already doing spell work for my mind to be a little bit clouded, because now that my eye is open and I think about how he looked, right, I would have never intertwined with that person, because they're not my type. And then my spirit, my confidence was very low, because I was grieving over my child, grieving over the husband that walked out on me without an explanation, just walked out. My son went missing while I was having chemo and radiation treatments. I finished my radiation and chemo treatments, and I was in the process of healing, because you need to detox from all that medicine and stuff. And because these people are into witchcraft, and my husband is guilty of that too, and he actually knows my ex-lover. They all know each other, ironically. My brother knows my ex-lover, and he knows my ex-husband intimately. Now, wrap that around your head. My ex-husband, my ex-lover, probably my daughter's father too, are all intimate because they're on the DL. It's a secret, but it's not a secret. And when I found out about this guy's HIV, it was because he got sick, I guess, from the symptoms of HIV, and he went to the emergency room, and I was there with him, and the doctor pronounced it. And at that time I had a cold. So, okay, I had a very severe cold, and I'm hearing for the first time that the man that I've been laying with has HIV and did not tell me. But luckily, I was saved by grace. I do not have it. I have been tested since 2014, have had many blood tests, and I do not have it. And that is by the grace and favor of the Most High. And this man, still to this day, is upset that I'm saying his name, that I'm telling people that he has this, because he went around and had a secret marriage to somebody who's supposed to be me. And he's telling people that I left him and gave him HIV, but I don't have it. And then these stupid clowns are harassing me, because he's also using spell work to send an illusion over the mass of people who don't know how to think for themselves that I gave him HIV and I left him in a state of pain and misery. I don't have HIV. This man also stole something from me. He's like a con artist. He's like a womanizer, but he really like men. So he finds people who have something that he wants. And because of the spell work and because of my confidence level, he came into my life, but that would never happen again. Even the ex-husband, he was fickle. He had a fickle personality. Maybe he was molested too, I don't know. But he never expressed that to me as a wife. I was there for him to listen. He could have expressed it to me, but he was too busy tipping out on me too with men and women. And luckily, I never caught anything from him. Thank you, Lord, because I don't know how that would have ended or where I would be. I probably would be in prison. God protects his children. God knows I would have been in prison. I know this. Anyway, let's continue. Now, the brother who I was living with used to try to throw innuendos when he knew for a fact I did not incur that disease that they paid that fool to come date me to try to give me. And so I believe he also contracted that because, again, they're all sleeping with one another. They're on the DL, but they make like they like women, because my brother used to say, oh, when I start feeling bad, I'm going to go to the Philippines. And I say that to say this. You women over there in those other countries, those passport bros, just because you're living destitute, I'm living destitute too, for now. But I'd rather have that peace, good health, than to have somebody between my legs because he got more money than I've ever seen, or he can make my life better than it is now, and to bring me a disease. That's something to think about. Or you get pregnant and then they say, oh, I'll be back, baby, and he leaves and never come back. Then you're stuck with the baby and possibly a disease too. I mean, the things we do with our cho-cho, which our cookie jar, is so important. I know that now. I need for y'all to know that. I mean, you know. Passport bros. Whatever. Anyway, that's the other thing they tried to do. They wanted me to be so destitute till I'm out here asking a man to lay with me so I can get some money. I don't think so, because I don't want any and everything between my legs giving me a disease, because I would kill you. And I said that on my live. Yes, I will, because I don't have diseases. Okay? But anyway, patchwork, I am healing. So let me calm it down. But I'm just letting you know I don't have no disease, and you ain't finna bring me one. You better come correct. You better say, well, I am HIV positive, and I'm taking these medications that put, it's low risk for you, and let me decide whether or not I want to intertwine with you. Anyway, that's what people need to do. I mean, that goes back with, too, when a lot of you transgender men were getting knocked off because you wasn't telling people straight up you a man when that man, because some of y'all look like women. Some of you are beautiful. But be straight up and tell people. You ain't have to open up no organization, LGBTQ. I mean, if you different, you different. I'm different. But I don't have an organization. I don't need an organization. I just need to know me, period. Like you just need to know you. You like what you like. Okay. Then like what you like. Just don't be molesting children or trying to enforce somebody to like what you like, period. I tell you my story. I tell you who I am. You don't have to like it, and I ain't forcing you to. But you can listen to it if you want, and if you don't, that's fine too. But anyway, that ex-lover liked men, and that's how he possibly got HIV. Because statistically, men. It's something about the rectum that it is an exit. It gets rid of toxins. So it is medically known that it could produce HIV. So, it is what it is. Now, that's why I say people need to be straight up with your sexual appetite. If you get down like that, you need to tell that woman so she can make a conscious decision, because that's how a lot of women did get affected with HIV, I do believe. I mean, be straight up with someone, period. So they can say, no, I don't want to deal with you, and you take that and you go ahead and step and go to the next. You don't sit here and harass and try to force your way into someone's life like this ex who has HIV is trying to do with me. I don't want you. I left you with police escort in 2014. I don't ever want to see you again. And for the mere fact you were paid to come date me, to harm me, nigga, why do I want to be involved with you? Ain't no explanation, ain't no sorry going to change that. And then the ex-husband, you were tipping and dipping and with some trick who wanted my energy. And she can't seem to stop watching me, harassing me, following me, stalking me, following me. You both are cut off. Is that why you following me? You stole something from me? You lied on my name? On paper in the court? That's perjury. That's a crime. May you do the time for it. And you're doing other things. You're laundering money. All y'all in this little Ponzi scheme. You have offshore accounts. Something that belongs to me. Interpol, are you in the house? ABC 1, 2, 3, are y'all in the house? Hello? Anyway, May the right law enforcement agents see what you do. You know, like having a life insurance policy with a name on it. All of you got a life insurance policy with somebody's name on it, like mine. All of you. I ain't never heard of nothing like that. The parents, the husband, and maybe the children, if they old enough. But all you random mofos, what? Where is the life insurance detectives in the house? They in the house. How y'all doing? Anyway. So, you know, people, I've had to endure all of this. It's been a learning lesson. It's been difficult. I don't like living from a car, although I started studying it because I felt something about to transpire. So I started studying it because I knew I'm not working. I'm living on a fixed income. And so if I leave this dynamic, I need to be able to support myself. And right now I'm ready for a home. I'm ready for proper facilities that consist of what we call a house that you make into a home. And because of these people putting that illegal eviction on me, it makes it kind of difficult to get that, and they knew that was also part of their plan because they wanted me to stay out here in La La Land and Wonderland while they continue to harass me. I think not. ABC 123, are y'all out there, investigators? Because I know I put in enough reports, so I need to contact you again, Attorney General Pam Bondi. And you listen this time for the, let's see, it will probably be the 5th time. Because we knew each other in 2010 when I contacted your office about the mishandling of my son's case and them not telling me what's going on with it. So, you know, people, I have 3 children, 3 different fathers, because of the spell work of a mother figure who wanted that to happen. She knew by going to a practitioner what my life was supposed to be like, but instead she taught me things and spoke into my life as a little child, and me not understanding, okay, my mother loves me, she's telling me these things, so she loves me. But no, she wanted me to be with losers that I had in the past, when that's not my destiny. And these losers don't want to get lost. Now they got trick hoes or bird bees or whatever, who also are harassing me, stalking me, following me. Girl, if y'all don't go get y'all mind together. And I'll redact that. I'll take the bird bee, the hoes. Except for the one who knew what she was doing when you came and was slaying with my husband. So you can siphon my energy. So you can become something because you're nothing. I don't take it back from you. Okay, because you knew exactly why. There go Archie Bunko again. There he is. Now, when I did that first video, I seen him walk away across it. Now he's gonna walk back over here again, trying to send some spell work. Return to sender, old man. Anyway. These people are sick around here. They believe in Harry Potter, witchcraft. But thank you, Most High, for Psalms 3 and 91 and 37. And Zechariah 14. And Ezekiel 33 and 14. Or we can go to Ezekiel 33, 10 through 14. Okay? Y'all are adult, narcissistic pricks. Yes, something is wrong with your mental. because you don't treat people like this and think that it's okay when they told you no. No is a complete sentence. No, I don't like that. No, I do not consent. No, you can't have my time, my peace, my energy, my money, my things. No, you cannot entrap me and cage me in my car and then block me from getting help from any type of source. No, I do not consent to that. Because you're trying to hide what you did in secret. Using spell word, gathering people. Oh, let's do this spell on her. It worked for a little bit because the Most High wanted y'all to think that it was working so you can get deep into your poo-poo. That I hope when I put in them complaints with the ABC 1, 2, 3 federales, somebody listening. Do I have my Bumpy Johnson lawyer somewhere out there, that team that was determined to take him down? Do I have them working for me, lurking around? I hope so, Holy Spirit. Even when, and then another thing. Are all y'all familiar that, the president and attorney generals and governors and things of that nature, they could literally be murderers if they wanted to, or do crimes and just get fired because of something called absolute immunity. They could be excused for certain things that they do, depending on what they're doing, that is. And then there's some things called high-stake crimes. Now, who in their right mind voted for those laws to come in? Why would you vote and have somebody that literally all they do is get up like you do from your bed? Their house may be a little bit more immaculate than yours, and they're making more money than we are, but we voted them in office, but they're just a human being. They have a title, a prestigious title, but if they don't have the character and the dignity and the integrity and the moral compass to walk the walk that they are voted in that office for, they're just a human being, right? And somebody said they get absolute, it's the absolute power and absolute, where they get exonerated for things that they do. Who put that in place? What fool? What indignant, arrogant fool? Was it Columbus before he died? I'm just saying, how in the world? Because they are fallible. They're in the flesh, as we can see, because we see a lot of things going on in the government right now. Anyway, but yet, people are scared to speak up. Why? They're killing you anyway. If they just come right out and kill you, okay, you still spoke up. If you're going to make a stand for something. Because if you're going to enslave me, I might as well speak out. Why should I fear? Fear is an illusion. And then you people vote these people in office, but you're scared to say, that ain't right, President Trump. That ain't right, Attorney General Pam Bondi. That ain't right, Senator Ashley Moody. That ain't right, Senators, whoever else y'all see is corrupt or doing something that's not community friendly. I'm just saying. But you'll go to the voting poll, give up your rights, and go vote them in office. But you can't say, I don't like what you just did. What? They're just a human being, just like you. You don't want to put them in office. You don't want to put them in that prestige. Take them out. veto, impeach, get out, you're fired. Isn't that what President Trump used to say? You're fired on his show. Hello. I think my ear hustlers are getting amused. But I'm just saying, why are we afraid to speak up to those who are making rules and regulations for us to abide by, but yet they could be criminally insane? Especially knowing that they can get away with things. I mean, did we not see President Trump go into the police department, turn himself in for the crimes he was accused of? What happened with that? Now, me, if I was accused of something, felonies, I would have a hard time finding a place to stay. I would have a hard time finding a job. But we give these people these titles and they get to do anything? What? That don't even make sense. Because the Bible clearly tells you the spirit, the flesh is weak. So there should never be a policy in place. I don't care what kind of career you're in. And like the Supreme Court justice, they're there for a lifetime. So if they're slowly getting dementia and they're biased, or they could be downright with, what happened with my ancestors way back when, but they're still in the judicial system making laws and passing laws and then denying you the right when you know you were wronged, but they stay in office too damn long. I'm just saying. So anyway, patchwork. A lot of us need to do some patchwork because we all need to heal from this foolishness that we see, that we know is going on. Hello? Are you out there? I know you are because you go to the voting polls and you be waiting for it to calculate. So anyway, I'm getting ready to get off this phone here because I'm tired of talking. I just know that I want my justice and I want my immediate family and the ones they paying to harass me, stalk me, follow me, and just do nefarious things to me to stop. I believe some of your offenses are arrestable. So anyway, ABC 1, 2, 3, are y'all out there? I hope you are. Anyway, I hope y'all be safe when y'all go take down the powerful and the mediocre and the little ants that wanted to jump on board of this FUCK train that they jumped on, because they just ruin their life every day that they do nefarious stuff. But anyway, I'm going to go ahead and go. Y'all just sit, you wait for your situation to manifest like it should. Because you ain't getting away with nothing. Nothing, 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 nothing.